Minister Ka, first of all, thank you for having us at this very important conference. A couple of quick questions. The Netherlands has been a significant supporter of Lebanon. At Cedr, your country pledged $234 million, unlike other donors. Now, the grants are intended to support vulnerable Lebanese host communities and UNHCR for Syrian refugees. Given the political instability my country is facing, do you still believe in Lebanon as a country?
I believe in Lebanon as a country, and obviously we have given our strong support to the Cedr conference because we believe in the stability, in the security situation, in the well-being of the Lebanese. And we are grateful for the fact that Lebanon has hosted for such a long period of time large numbers of refugees, very much to the detriment, we know, of the social and economic infrastructure. So there's tremendous kindness, solidarity by the Lebanese people, but at the same time we realize that there have been setbacks and challenges. Cedr was important and remains important. Our commitment stays. We will continue to see the course. However, Cedr, we also determined a number of parameters. We want to see measurable, visible progress on the expectations where the Lebanese state, the government, needs to deliver, and that's important.
Minister Ka, you've been in Lebanon in the past years, and I'm confident that you do know a lot about our society, about the people. And you do realize that most families think that mental health and psychosocial support is a taboo or something that we should be ashamed of.
Yes.
What can you tell the people now that are watching regarding this matter?
Have no shame. 1 in 4 people in the world, anywhere in the world, will be faced with depression, anxiety, or forms of mental health challenges in their life. 1 in 4. 1 in 5 in crisis situations. It happens to any of us, to the best of us. When you need help, ask, seek, and to the family or friends, be kind, support, and help the person you love find their way back. There is no shame.
I do recall a case in my social TV show last year where a young Syrian girl, she was only 13 years old, was raped by their neighbor. He was a Lebanese man. After we exposed it on TV, the man was jailed. But you cannot imagine when I went live on TV with this case, the amount of hate speech and criticism that I faced on my social media platform. Yes, but I was faced with a lot of hate speech and surprisingly from some colleagues simply because I defended a Syrian family, a little girl that was Syrian. What could you tell my society about that? Because when I see a child that was raped, I look at her as a child, not as a Syrian child.
And so you shouldn't, because we're all equal and we're all humans. And if identity politics, as Lebanon's own history has shown, can be both treacherous and is not helpful or wholesome for society. One can be proud of their own country, but in human suffering, we should not have neither identity nor labels. It's our human duty to assist, and it's also important to help uphold the law. And anyone who's a victim, whomever they are, deserves their day in court, access to justice, access to care and support, and of course, the kindness and recognition that they've been faced with an extraordinary situation of abuse, maltreatment, and in this case, gender-based violence. No man or woman, old or young, should want to accept this. So power to you for having exposed this.
I thank you for your efforts.
I know I probably get a lot of hate speech too, but that's okay.
We don't care. We should only look for the human beings as human beings. I thank you for your hard efforts, and as you said in the morning, whoever saves a life saves the world.
Yeah.
Minister Ka, after 9 years of the Syrian crisis, there's a donor fatigue, and we all know that. It's aroused as well as the slowness to act on the part of the international community. In this aspect, how to improve the international responses to humanitarian and Syrian refugee crisis in Lebanon? How can we keep it up?
Your question is particular to Lebanon. It's true that in the years of the Syria crisis, you can see there is a sort of a waning of, particularly I would say, of the political attention, but at the same time there's continued support for the efforts of the Special Envoy of the Secretary General, Geert Pedersen, the renewed impetus in the political process, the negotiations. But of course that's a trajectory. The international community, and I can speak in this case only for the Kingdom of the Netherlands, remains very steadfast in the support for the hosting communities, hosting countries, and of course the refugees themselves. So there's a balance. The Netherlands, for instance, for a period of 4 years, has pledged 500 million, between 4 to 500 million euros to what we call the Syria region. In this case, assistance inside Syria, assistance to Lebanon and Jordan, as well as Iraq and Turkey. So there's a lot happening. The problem is the nature of crisis is changing. They are longer in duration, significantly longer compared to crises of the past, and the numbers keep growing. That's across the board when you look at all global humanitarian crises. And it's always the case that there is so-called donor fatigue, but we remain very solid and steadfast. But the issues are complex, and the impact, I know, on the economy of Lebanon, on the social infrastructure of Lebanon is very significant. Hence, I think it's very important that countries in Europe, including my own, we continue to appreciate the pressures placed on Lebanon or Jordan or other hosting countries in the case of the Syria crisis. It's not easy. The optimal is implementation of the Security Council resolution and the possibility in future for a safe, dignified and voluntary return of the refugees. But that depends on the political conditionalities and parameters set.
One quick question, please. In the aspect of child protection policies and mental psychosocial support, how can we sustain that it will reach equally the Lebanese and the non-Lebanese?
Well, the Lebanese in this case, of course, they have the state. Let's not forget that. Now, I know that for a lot of services, there is not necessarily state capacity or financing, particularly also in a difficult budgetary situation. When it comes, but the refugees have only the international community when it comes to HCR or others, when it comes to the refugees. But we all depend and are very grateful for the continuous close coordination and cooperation with the Lebanese authorities and the Lebanese people. So in all programs, there's always a view. If you look at the education sector, or you look at health, or water and infrastructure, jobs, there should be a specific regard for the hosting community, because very often there are people who are as vulnerable and as poor and as démunis, as you would say. So it's very important to take that aspect into account. But I would say it differs from country situation to country situation.